What's up, everybody? Three into possible, only 5 minutes late this week. Much better than our hour late start last week. We got Joe in the building. Good to see you again, Joe. Devion, looking ugly as hell as always.
Thank you.
Thank you. But all right, fellas, it's going to be that time. It is getting to be that time. Playoffs are right around the corner. Everyone's got about 8, 9, 10 games left. Playoffs. Now, some teams, unlike your Lakers, have some high hopes for the playoffs this year. But the leader of the NBA, leader of the West, they've been knocking everybody down all year. They didn't even seem to miss a beat when CP3 stepped out. Well, guess what, fellas? CP3 is back. Suns win. Chris Paul is back in the building. How do we feel about? I mean, Devi and I kind of chopped this up a little bit last week, but how do we feel about anyone stopping him in the West right now? I, for whatever reason, last week was not thinking Chris Paul was this close to a return, and so now that he is back, he's going to actually get like some regular season games to to get back in shape and everything. Can anyone in the West realistically stop them this playoffs? Joe, we've been missing you. You got to start us off.
Yeah, man, I don't think so. It's going to be real tough unless they have injury because their weak spot is their size. If DeAndre Ayton gets hurt or he gets in foul trouble, that's the only way you can really beat the Phoenix Suns this year because then you can dominate the paint and get the rebounds, and that's going to be key in a series. Now, if you play them any given night, it don't really matter who they're missing because they're in just such a groove. My concern is I'm surprised they let Chris Paul come back so early. If I was the Phoenix Suns, I would have had Chris Paul play like maybe the last 3 games. Let him rest up because every time he gets injured, he can't play that long into a playoff run. He's gonna get hurt. I mean, it happens every year. He got hurt and on their run last year. He's gonna get hurt. So I get why you got to bring him back so he can get into the swing of things. But he's a veteran. I would have liked to see him play maybe the last 3 games of the season just to get comfortable and get that and feel the game again. But hopefully he doesn't get hurt. That's the only thing I can see really stopping the Phoenix Suns this year is injuries.
I think there's a delicate balance though with having to ramp up too quickly. Because one of the things that always seems to get Chris Paul is those soft tissue things. A hamstring or a quad. So I think 9 games allows him. He can play 20 minutes. 18 minutes, ramped it up to 20, 22, 24, 25. And then by the time they're at that last game, get them up into the 30s. I think it's a solid amount of time. It's what we got about 2-3 weeks before the playoffs start. I think that's a solid amount of time. They don't need to rush him back. If they got any back-to-backs, you don't play them both, all those types of things. Devion, anyone stopping him?
Nope. That's it. Good, man. Nah, that's we said it last week. When he came back, that was pretty much it. Only person who really can stop the Suns will be the Warriors, but that's not gonna happen. So yeah, I'm cool with them letting him come back this early. He needs as many reps as he can and just go do 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25, 30, and then maybe play 1 full game prior just to see how he is, and then first round of playoffs, he probably can end up, resting depending on who they play, so he can, ease his way back in there, and then really, because what second and third round is when they really, really need him. So I'm cool with this. I don't think ain't nobody about to stop them. If Chris Paul injury will stop the Suns, that's it.
I still think the Warriors, they get healthy. I think the Warriors
I just don't see them getting healthy.
Stop them. Well, I mean, but like the only person that really, I don't count Wiseman as like part of like the injured. Like he's a nice to have. He's a nice to have, not a critical piece. Steph's the only critical piece left that's really hurt, right? Like they're sitting Clay and Draymond. Apparently that's a new strategy, by the way. If you want to beat the Heat, just don't play your superstars, and then you just fucking win. It's unbelievable. But like I think if they're right and Steph is back for the playoffs, I still give them a shot because round 1, Steph's gonna get they'll get tested. I'm not gonna say that they couldn't lose, because that could be like the Nuggets, and the Nuggets are not a joke. They're not. You got the, as of now, reigning MVP. So I'm not writing them off, but I think the Warriors would handle them with a healthy Steph. But no, I mean it's pretty much the Warriors to me. Maybe the Grizzlies. I will give the Grizzlies a maybe. But Ja Morant out another 2 weeks. That makes me nervous about them. Is he going to be able to ramp up in time? So yeah, I mean it's definitely their West to win at this point. I think you got to give them like 80% confidence. Like if we're doing the scale of 1 to 10, like we were doing in the East for all those teams, they're at like a 8.5.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, I teased it a little bit. Let's talk about my fucking Heat. So while the Heat were losing to the Santa Cruz Warriors on Wednesday, Jimmy got into it with Spo and Haslam. There's been some reporting that this was half planned, like it was half kind of theater, because of how bad they've been playing kind of bad lately, and they kind of said like, all right, we need to ignite them. The Heat followed up with a nice 18-point comeback from the Knicks last night in the fourth quarter. It's just something I never thought I'd ever hear the Heat do, give up an 18-point lead to the fucking New York Knicks. All the Knicks points in the fourth quarter scored by Emmanuel Quickly, something McBride, and Quentin Grimes.
Don't feel bad. Those losers always get one.
So let's focus on. We'll talk about the Heat again a little later, but let's talk about the Jimmy getting into it with Spo and UD. Is this a big deal to you guys? I obviously have a lot of opinions, being a Heat fan and watching them a ton. But Joe, what did you think? Is this going to be a big deal for the Heat? Is this like a moment where they're going to sink, or is it kind of like whatever?
First of all,
how things are.
First of all, that shit was not planned. Like we've all played basketball. We ain't played on a professional level. Basketball, you get heat. People want to win. People hate losing, especially in basketball. It's just basketball. But I will say I am, because Jimmy Butler, there's that he kind of wears thin. His personality thin, and you think it would fit in Miami because they're just all the chips, and they so ridiculous weight checks and fat checks, and hey, make your waist you a little couple inches too wide type shit. So I'm concerned because you can't be stepping up to Spoelstra like Spoelstra was like, hey bro, you want to fight me for real? Hey, like who run this game, right? Who run this? LeBron couldn't run me out. Jimmy, you think you finna run me out? And I think that was like a little good thing, because they have been playing ass lately. So it may right now
crazy, because they've won like 5 straight, and then
Jimmy Butler, where people think
out of nowhere.
But they haven't been
playing
well though. They really have.
No, and I talked about last week. I was like, I've not been impressed with the Heat. I was like, they were finding ways to win.
They
and
shoot
now
way
all
too
of a
many
sudden,
threes.
All of a sudden, with no hero, this is what's concerning to me. Is this has told me Hero's the closer. That's what it's told me. Jimmy Butler's not the closer. Yeah. Bam's not the closer. It's Hero, because Hero's been out these 3 games and their clutch offense has been garbage. But Devion, heated argument, big deal, little deal, no deal, you don't care. What you think?
Good thing.
Good thing.
Yeah. I ain't too worried. I got lots of personally. I like when Jimmy gets pissed off like this. Then now
he about to drop 40.
It's just saying like, yeah, real talk. Because he's been playing all right, but he's been playing like Jimmy to me. So now this is gonna be the surge you pretty much just need for him to go in there, turn up, and then when he gets pissed, now he gonna be looking at everybody else. He gonna be talking crazy to the defenders. He gonna be locking people up. So I'm cool with this. I like that, and I like when coaches and players get into it, and like that. It's just a heated sport. Eventually, like you ain't gonna always get along. Like for real, you ain't gonna always get along. So
you're not supposed to either.
Yeah, like if you do, that's just some is terribly wrong if you always get along. Like something's wrong. So
we do this show once a week. We do not agree on everything. No. Right? Like, and we've had our moments where we yell at each other and everything. Like, like we're all three individuals. We all have different opinions, perspectives, life experiences. You're gonna disagree. Devion, I was where you are before they choked away that game last night against the Knicks. Like until last night happened, I was right there. I was like, all right, I don't give a shit. Whatever. Now, like the actual argument part, I don't care. I think that was good. Get it out. Say what you had to say. Spo, say what you had to say. UD, say what you had to say. That's all good. And to your point, Devion, Jimmy came out busting the Knicks' little ass last night, giving them work. And this is, I think it was like a separate issue. It's not. But it's just like the mentality, like the way he was playing was exactly what Devion was saying. Yeah. You know, like, all right, fuck all this. I'm going to assert myself here. Cool. I think what happens with this Heat team is like they start beating somebody's ass and then they check out. Okay, game's over. No, these are all NBA players. It's the third quarter. You can't check out yet. And the Heat, also knowing that this was the front end of a back-to-back, we got the Nets tonight. Like in my perfect world, I was like, no, y'all need to keep your foot on the pedal so Jimmy Butler doesn't have to play in the fourth fucking quarter. Well, then Jimmy and Bam have to come back, and then all hell breaks loose. But I don't think the argument itself is a big deal, but I think the underlying tension within the team, I think there's some trust issues, and I think it stems a lot from how injured the Heat were throughout the year. You know, Kyle Lowry missed a bunch of games 2 separate times for personal reasons. Bam had his thumb surgery. Jimmy's been in and out with a million different foot and ankle injuries. And I don't think that they've ever had, you know, Oladipo just came back for the first time a couple weeks ago. I just don't think that they've gelled.
Kyle Lowry hasn't been that great either.
He's been fine. I think he's been what I would want Kyle Lowry on this team to be. Like, I don't need Kyle Lowry to average 18 points a game with Hero, Bam, Jimmy. Like, that's not what he needs to do. But I think the fact that they're not, like, they haven't had a bunch of games together where they came through and won, I think that's starting to kind of, as we get closer to playoffs, and, you know, like you always say, Joe, shit gets a little tight when you start getting to this time of the year, and I think they're sensing that they don't have it figured out right now, and I think that's kind of boiling to the top. I think they need it. You know, if they come back and they have a good game tonight, beat the Nets, cool. Then maybe they right themselves. But let's talk about those Nets, because New York City is lifting their not lifing mandates. They are lifting their mandates for performers, meaning Kyrie will be cleared to play at home. Now, I think we all saw how stupid this was a couple weeks ago when Kyrie Irving was able to sit in the stands and watch the game, but he couldn't play in the game. And that just, when you get to that point, it's like, what are we doing? Like, we've all talked about COVID and the implications enough on this show. You all know how I feel about it. I've been very much on, like, need to do everything we can to shut the shit down, but I'm also not an idiot. When you see something like that, like, I mean, come on. So, Joe, your boy's back. How you feel?
Yes, sir. First of all, I'm going to go on Stephen A first. Kyrie is a hero. He is a role model. That boy fought for his rights and it ended up working his way. And now he finna shine. You see it every time he play, he dropped 40.
All right, so
the boy finna make it happen. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Now you're going too far.
You better be scared.
Ain't no goddamn hero. We have just made it past the worst part of COVID.
Hero. Boy, Black Panther in living form. Let's go. But for real, it's a wrap for everybody in the East besides the Milwaukee Bucks, because offensively they're dominant. Like, it's gonna be almost impossible to stop them. And if they can get 60% Ben Simmons to come out and play, that defense can get it together, because that's my biggest concern with because without Ja Morant, the Grizzlies did put 132 on them. That's unacceptable. Sheesh. So their defense is sorely lacking. So they need Ben Simmons, but offensively, like, yeah, it's a wrap. In a 7-game series, I don't think if Kyrie can play every game, KD healthy, it's a wrap unless you're the Milwaukee Bucks, because can't nobody stop Giannis. No one has an answer for this. And I think without Ben, they can't beat the Bucks. But everybody else, offensively, it's a wrap. You can't stop them. Offense wins games, but you don't need Ben Simmons to win a championship.
Devion, what you think?
I'm glad they lifted it. It's kind of was stupid in the first place. I guess to me it was just more so. I don't really think it was to even help people with this mandate. I think it was just to scare like their players in line. I think it was like more of a power thing for the owners versus
power
the
flex.
I mean, it's not an owner thing; it's New York City.
Yeah, I'm just
Brooklyn
saying
Nets have
like,
nothing to do with it.
well, it's still gonna be. I would have been my rules and just got fined. You know, fuck. I ain't gonna lie to you.
They could have afforded it.
Yeah,
they could have afforded it.
Yeah, I would have just got fined and just not cared. In New York, well, I'm not gonna talk about New York. I like New York, so I'm gonna leave that shit alone. But I think it was kind of stupid, anyways.
I mean, the hypocrisy of having unvaccinated fans and they're being able to yell and scream within inches and feet of the players, and then not letting all the unvaccinated players play.
And that's what I'm saying. Just like silly. It's just unrealistic. Like you put all the pressure on the performers to do this stuff, and I don't know if it's gonna would make them like try to make them lead by example or something like that. But I'm like, people in New York don't care like at all. They gonna do whatever they want to do. They don't care about getting fined. The jails ain't big enough.
Nope.
So they do not care about none of that stuff. So I thought it was kind of dumb. If you gonna make them, if you go make them do it across the board. Don't just do it. Don't half-ass it. And then now it seemed like, I don't know, now it's getting close to the playoffs. Now they look like they bending their rules to try to go and win some games and all that stuff. I just don't
know what it is. You know who it is.
Yeah.
You know who's got opening day in about 2 weeks.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And that's
the
Yankees.
It
has nothing to do with
the Yankees got more power in the NBA. That's crazy.
Yeah, for real. I'm saying it has nothing to do. And if you ever go to New York, bro, when I say, boy, they love the Yankees. They love the Yankees. And people who live in Queens or close to Queens, take like the Q50, they love the Mets. Only because they can go to the games. It's cheaper to go to the games.
If Aaron Judge couldn't play an opening day, they would have had a.
Yeah, bro, for real. It has nothing to do with politics. It's all about just making money for the city. So it's just like, I think it was stupid from the jump. You want to go do it throughout the whole thing. Just y'all own country anyway. So just do what y'all want to do. Be like Florida sometimes. Do what y'all want to do. But I'm glad maybe we don't have to hear about this Kyrie stuff, no more. We don't have to hear about Kyrie. Oh, he's not vaccinated. He's not doing this. I got tired of hearing about that. I just want to see him play. That's it. I just want to see him ball. Be what he's good at, and so he can shut up, and Stephen A can stop talking about it.
So I don't think it was stupid that New York City did that. I mean, I think it was vital to the health of New York City to put mandates like this in place
at the time.
The issue is just like when you're like, if you're gonna do it, like you're saying, Dummy, if you're gonna do it, do it. Like don't just hold it to like the players or performers. Like I don't want any unvaccinated fans coming in. I don't want any fans, if they're unvaccinated, I need them showing me a test. Like do the whole thing. Kyrie Irving be able to go walk into a building, watch a game there, but then not be able to play in it is stupid. Like that plays into like the BS that the deniers have tried to use all the time. It's just theater. Like no, that is theater. When you're having a guy that can be in the building but can't play, it didn't make sense. I'm happy to see Kyrie play basketball. I wish he just would have got vaccinated so we could have put this all to bed a long time ago. Kyrie digs in. When he digs in, and sometimes you gotta listen, Kyrie, and but whatever. It's all good. Hopefully this is a good sign that we as a country are really moving past COVID and that we have beat it. I'm not super confident in that, but I'm hopeful. But let's talk about some good news. Let's talk about some good news here. Isaiah Thomas has signed up, re-upped for the rest of the year with the Hornets. So he has got a contract for the rest of the season. They are currently in the play-in slot in the 9 seed. They are half a game back from the Nets for the 8th seed, which would be very interesting. Because if the Nets were to fall to 9, the best they could do is the 8 seed from the play-in tournament. Don't love that with my Heat sitting currently at 1, but the Heat might not end up at 1 with how bad they're playing anyway, so who gives a shit? So Isaiah Thomas has obviously had a good impact for the Hornets. They just run guard after guard after guard out there. Devion, I'll let you start this one off first because I know you love your boy Isaiah Thomas.
I'm happy.
Do you think Isaiah Thomas is going to be able to help them in the play-in tournament? Like, do you see this being a move that gives the Hornets a legit chance to get either the 8th or the 7th seed in the play-in tournament?
Yeah, because now it's more of like you got more of an offensive threat with him because I know he's small and everything, but he's a liability on defense. That's the only thing. So, so it's gonna be to a point where when you get those runs and you can, you'll score and you can keep scoring, you rally and keep that momentum. He'll be one of those people who will keep, that pendulum swinging in your direction and keep scoring, and then the crowd to get into it and stuff like that. But on defense, you better hope he don't hurt you enough to where that that play a part. But he big time Thomas, man. You know what I'm saying? He got some. He don't crumble under pressure. Like he not gonna fade away from it, and he's. I guess you could consider him a veteran. I don't know if some people would say
definitely a veteran.
You know what
the
I'm saying?
fuck else would he be? Been in the league for 10 years.
But not like that. You know how people be like,
he's not a UD.
Yeah, thank you. There you go. He's not a UD where it's just like he's gonna automatically get that clout. He's respected, but UD got super respect. So, but I think this time he can actually, because I think with the Hornets, they gonna come into a point where it's gonna be it's gonna be like.
Well, I don't know if you're even paying attention to it, but Joe just looks like he does not buy your bullshit.
I believe it's just
not in the slightest.
Because it's like
I'm just
saying they're a bunch of young kids and shit that they probably not gonna do well because if you got to play Miami first round, you definitely getting bounced. If you get,
I'm just talking about the play-in. They don't have a player winning their first round matchup, but
it's gonna be the whole psyche and shit that you got to convince them like this is you getting prepared for them and like you leading up to all this other shit. I know they're gonna do one game at a time, but they ain't got who the fuck they gotta play Brooklyn. Like, that's it. Trae Young, I give him his props. But like I said, I think offensively it'll help him, but defensively, that's a coin flip. And then he just got a little bit more experience where they would have lacked that experience to even make it. Without him or even somebody in their ear talking, I don't think they have a shot at. I think they're gonna lose all these games for real. Like, I don't think they really got a shot, especially like Trae Young and LaMelo ain't gonna be enough. He ain't got no experience to do the shit. Like, it's different. Like, this is what's going to make what's going to make the best out of you. And Isaiah Thomas been here before. So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying it's going to be like, you going to be no fucking LeBron. I definitely ain't saying that. I'm saying he going to help.
Hope not.
Help. Yeah.
Man. The Hornets, they 3 years away. They still too young, so it's kind of irrelevant. But this Isaiah Thomas, bro.
Damn.
3 years. They too young. But anyway, this Isaiah Thomas, come on, man.
Playoffs, though.
That's boy, come on, man. I'm tired. I'm tired of this. Like, I get he had a good little stint with the Celtics. He ain't an NBA player no more. He need to go to the big three and shine in the big three. Do your thing in the big three. And they probably gonna glue you over there too. The dude is not it. He ain't there no more. And he could be a good 6 man or 7 man off the bench, but he still got that ego where he think he gonna shine, and that's gonna hurt them. Every time there's a nice little run going, he make a couple buckets. The dude think he get the green light. He started to take over like he played back in the day, and he ain't that dude no more. He just not.
That's
you
what
need
he's
to go
there for.
If you want to be like that and play offense like that, he need to go to the big three. He need to go to the big three because that's all he good for. He's not that good no more, man.
Yeah, bro, you just don't.
I'm not being disrespectful. I'm not being disrespectful. It is what it is. He passed his prime. He not like Carmelo Anthony where he can get to a spot he like and shoot the ball. The dude has to do. You got to do too much to get him a shot. he is not that good no more. It's a wasted spot. Like you said, defensively, he ain't gonna do nothing. Oh, because he keep getting 10-day contracts. He has to play. He's more motivated, or he gonna be up out the league. I know he just got signed for the end of the season.
Thank you, Carl.
He's not that good, man. He really
that's bullshit.
You can call if you want. It's
that's
hurt,
bullshit.
but it is so success free.
And that's he should have been. He shouldn't have got no 10-day contract. He shouldn't have been out the league. Set him free. He should never been out the league. He shouldn't be in the league.
No, he shouldn't be in the league. If Jamal Crawford not in the league, Isaiah Thomas damn sure shouldn't be in the league. That's
bogus too. But Jamal Crawford should still be in the league too.
Damn sure shouldn't be in the
league. Officially just retired.
Not Isaiah Thomas.
So, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't like his. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but
he's not. He just got.
You see the comment? You see the comment?
Maybe
Joe?
6 years ago, I'll be cool with it. Go. I see the comment. It's not disrespectful. It's facts. It is what it is.
He averaging
what it is. We'll see what it is.
Just 15 minutes.
I guarantee you. I guarantee you he's gonna have zero impact on playing game or playoffs. Zero impact.
Exactly.
I think Isaiah Thomas can have an impact. I'm not gonna go to the scale of fucking Devion where he's gonna be.
He damn sure not the veteran talking in their ear trying to keep them straight. He damn sure not gonna be able to do that.
Here's what Isaiah Thomas can do. Isaiah Thomas can come off the bench and he can kill another team's bench unit. That's what he can do, and that's all they need him to do. And to me, that's a big impact. That's a big impact. Because that is a good formula for teams that don't have maybe the KDs of the world. Where you got KD, you got a Steph, you got a LeBron. You're counting on your starters are gonna my starters are taking care of your starters like that. But like something like because my Heat do this all the time, right? They haven't been doing it lately, but. Jimmy Butler, Bam, all them, they're good. They can go toe-to-toe with somebody's starters. But then you bring in Tyler Hero, Gabe Vincent. You bring in all these guys, Victor Oladipo. And, all right, our second is going to whoop your second unit's ass. And by the time that the starters come back, now Jimmy and them are holding an 8-point lead. And that's a lot harder to come back on. So I think Isaiah Thomas can do something like that where he can be a very big, important bench piece. Now, Devion talking about all this shit where he's gonna this momentum. He's gonna maintain this momentum.
No chance,
bro. That's exactly what IT does, though, bro. He goes in there and he will score on the times he do, just like Joe described with the green light. I didn't say he was about to be. Oh,
this ain't the Drew. This is the NBA,
bro. He's still doing
in a series. You can. No, he don't have that first more. He's not that dude no more. In a series,
and he's still averaging 10
come out with the second unit in a series. It's not happening.
And he's still averaging 10 points off 15 minutes, and that's better than probably half your favorite players.
So, first of all, his favorite player is LeBron James. So he ain't doing
I'm just saying, but half the people you like, he's doing way better than them at 33 years old. So only thing is he's short. If he was 6'2", people won't have this shit. People give.
See, that's what it's all about with you, isn't it, Devion?
I'm just saying.
You see another 5'9" guy, and you're like, oh, I like
because
that guy.
people are rallying for people like fucking Carmelo, and Carmelo playing twice as many minutes than him and only scoring a couple more points than him. But he gets a green light because he's Melo.
Yeah, but Melo's not like. What's the difference in like shots though? Like field goal percentage. That's what I would
exactly.
All right, let's move on to your Lakers. Actually, y'all got some coming back.
Trust me,
y'all got a reinforcement. Anthony Davis. First week of April. I know you guys are excited, right? You're happy.
We can skip this session.
Nope. What he gonna do? Come on.
That's what I'm gonna ask you, Joe. You tell me what's AD gonna do? How's he gonna impact? How is he gonna impact your Lakers and their final push here to get into the playoffs?
I don't know. It depends on I don't know. It depends on how he looked when he came back. I thought when he came back early injury, he was gonna come back ready to go because he saw how LeBron was dominating at the center position. Came back and he was he played good one game, the next game he was lackadaisical. That's Anthony Davis. I don't have him to be on that championship mode and push them and help them make a run in the playoffs. I don't expect him to do that for 14, 21 games straight. It ain't happening. I don't have no faith in Anthony Davis because his mentality is wrong. The boy fall on the ground way too much. To me, at this point, need to find a way to trade him to Chicago like he want to go to, because that's where he's gonna go when LeBron is gone. And you gotta find some pieces. I mean, I'd rather have Westbrook at this point than Anthony Davis because his mentality wrong and he's street clothes. How long he gonna play? He gonna get hurt. He gonna pull a hammy. He gonna fall, hurt
one
his
thing
shoulder.
You got to give Westbrook.
Something.
At least Westbrook gonna give you all 1,000% that he can.
Exactly. We'll try.
It might be some bullshit sometimes,
Anthony
but
Davis just get on my.
He ain't going down without a fight.
There's nights where Anthony Davis will be a top 3 player in the NBA, and then there'll be a week stretch where he's not even a top 20 player in the NBA. And I know that got to be getting on LeBron nerves. Like, you can't have that if you were on the Lakers team. There's like zero. Like, these players on the Lakers this year have zero Laker pride. Like, absolutely, they like don't care that they got a Lakers uniform on. Like, it's ridiculous. They look like the Knicks.
Devion, you agree with that? You agree with that last statement? No Laker pride on this team?
I agree with that. That I will agree with the rest of it, but no, I'm taking it. First of all, I'm going to take AD over Westbrook any day of the week. And I love Westbrook, but effort don't get you wins, my brother. So
you know,
I don't care how much.
I wouldn't be. That was a little hyperbolic. I meant like the mentality.
First of all, if y'all just constructed a team that fucking made sense around those three, you wouldn't be saying that about Westbrook. But
no, I wouldn't.
Go ahead,
think
Devion.
This is, but yeah, I think it's solely the Lakers' fault with what's going on. Like it's not the players; they just get put in a bad position, and now they gotta suffer. You know, you gotta be the punching bag. But nah, I don't think it makes a difference. Like if it made a difference, they would have been playing better the whole season. Like so they in the same like AD. I don't care how crazy it sounds. IT's gonna be more important for the Hornets than AD for the Lakers right now.
God.
They're not gonna make no difference. They not gonna win no more games. They're gonna still be losing. The little wins that they got ain't really that impressive. They win by a couple points, and then we get down to when the pressure comes. Wow, we might make it to the 8th seed and get bounced in the first round. Whoop the fucking do. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing.
Exactly.
I think at this point, I think none of them they really just fighting to finish the season out so they can be focused on next season, leave or do whatever. I think the only person who's still in there is like, all right, because they got pride, Lakers pride, and NBA pride is LeBron. But he's fighting for a legacy. They're not. So
shit, Melo should be.
And one more thing. And Anthony Davis better not come back and mess up LeBron winning the scoring title. If Anthony Davis come back and he's trying to shoot lights out and LeBron don't get this scoring title,
here you go.
Oh man, I'm gonna be so hot. Come on, bro. He's 37. You know how big that would be if he won the scoring title at 37.
Here you go,
bro. Michael Jordan didn't ever do it. Just saying.
Michael Jordan played like 6 or 7 less seasons than him, but let's focus on the bum Lakers
because he couldn't handle it. Couldn't handle the pressure.
Say whatever you want about him, but he a goat.
Hey, Michael Jordan did the Simone Biles.
All right, y'all. This is going a direction we don't need to go. We can save our MJ versus LeBron for the offseason. All right. Yeah. I think AD like. I feel like if AD comes back and is healthy and like can do all the normal AD things, he'll never play like I want him to play like all the time. I've just accepted that at this point. But I think he pretty much secures that y'all would at least make it out to play-in games. I think he could do that much.
So a bunch of what ifs.
That's what I think. So
come on, man. Yes,
that's what
I agree with you.
Speaking of the playing games, though, the Lakers are down to 10th place, tied with the Pelicans. But because the Lakers have been the Lakers this year, they don't have the tiebreaker right now with the Pelicans. Got a game against them coming up though, so that could prove big. But they're only 2 games ahead of the Spurs. You guys nervous that the Spurs might catch you, Joe?
A little bit. Popovich bum. Like I thought he was gonna be about done, you know, once he lost Kawhi and his wife died. But he looked like he enjoying developing these players, and I think that's scary. Like if you give, man, like if he sees that little inkling of I can make the playoffs, I think he's gonna start coaching his ass off. He's gonna do it. You saw him getting his team fiery last week when he got ejected from the game and then gave a little wink afterwards. Like he knows how to coach. He's an excellent coach. And you got some young talent on there and he's developing them. So I think he would really love to squeeze in the playoffs just to get his players some of that experience. So I am a little worried because LeBron out here, like you said, he's trying to get a legacy. I think LeBron okay, we may be able to sneak into the playoffs, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to solidify my, and everybody else is crumbling around that idea. So I would not be caught up. I really wouldn't. I'd be mad as hell, but
Two games,
I'd give them about
two
like
games
a 60%
and like 8 or 9
Lakers.
games left is
yeah.
That means you
and
think
the
they
Lakers
are
got a
catch
hard
up.
stretch.
Not just
like,
that they might, but you think that they will.
Yeah. I'm gonna give them a 60% chance to catch them. Yes, and it's gonna come down to like the last game or last 2 games of the season, and the Lakers gonna have to be in playoff mode just to make it into the play-in.
Oh,
I really do.
I
really do.
This can't be the state of the Lakers right now.
Hey, man, Joe said ain't so far-fetched, bro.
Like, go ahead, W.
Yeah, bro. I wish I could disagree
Carl
with him.
summed it up too perfectly.
Yes.
Like,
seriously.
We suck. Like, I don't know. I want to say Joe wrong, but like, we are trash. We depend on a bum AD. Our schedule is not going to be easy at all. These last couple games are not going to be easy. And these little momentum, like, oh, we got a couple wins. We about to go right back to what we are, losers.
Yup.
And what is it? The Spurs. So here's the thing about with these last couple games. I guess it'll come down to who do I have more faith in? Pop with what he has, or LeBron and what he has?
Frank
you know
Vogel,
what I'm saying? That's what it really comes down to. And I got a lot more faith in Pop because I know he's been in these tough situations and he knows how to just get what he needs to get out of players. At this point, LeBron's gonna have to score 50. Cause, like, for real, like he's gonna have to score 50 every game. Cause I don't like bro, we gotta play New Orleans, Dallas, Utah, New Orleans again. That's cool. Denver,
New Orleans, Dallas,
Phoenix,
Utah, New Orleans, Denver, Phoenix, Golden State.
OKC,
God damn.
Denver,
OKC.
Come on, bro.
The only gimme in there. Nothing's nothing's a gimme for the Lakers, but
we got who
OKC come to play this year when they play the Lakers.
Just out of curiosity,
no, y'all just suck.
Was gonna be? Who you think the gimme is gonna be with? I'm just curious.
It should be the Thunder.
Exactly. Yeah, I guarantee we lose that. Quote me on this. That's gonna be one of the games we're gonna lose. Watch.
Joe, what part of the stretch is the Thunder?
The second to last game.
It's the second to last game.
Oh no.
Second to last game.
Oh no.
So that could be a key game. That could be a key game. Like, yo, we got
that's gonna be some shit where like
spot.
Right, that's gonna be some shit like y'all gonna be tied with the Spurs somehow, and then that's gonna be the game that. Oh no.
Watch and look. I'm not saying
like a game winner.
With the Spurs, they last couple games is Pelicans, Houston, Memphis, Portland, Denver, Timberwolves, Golden State, Dallas. I got more faith in.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they got 2 games in there because they got to make that 2.
Portland. Like, I'll take my chance.
They can beat Portland twice
and beating them twice.
Right, but we have to remember. You guys kind of said this earlier in the show. The Lakers are what 31-42 or something like that. You said.
Yeah.
All right. The Spurs are 29-44. Like, this is not a team that's like beaming with consistent wins, right? Like, they're not just rolling. Like, they're losing to the Trailblazers. You know, like they're losing to those types of teams this year, just like your Lakers are. So,
but
all right. So one thing, let's
still feel a little. There's some bright spots in those losses.
Like, how do we get here? Like, how we get here though? Like, how we get here? We not even at. Oh my, bro, we not even breaking even for the year, man. We 12 games, 13 games below 500, bro. We talking about can we make the play-in game at 10 seed? This is some
Stanley
bull.
Johnson and Austin Reeves playing a 1-2 man game for our offense. Like, it's bad out here, bro. They run so many plays for Austin Reeves and Stanley Johnson.
Let's talk about the Pelicans.
Sense.
Y'all got the Pelicans coming up twice, and that's who you're tied with right now. Same record, so you guys are 9-10. They got the tiebreaker right now. One thing that should give you guys a little hope, no Zion. They're shutting him down. They're not bringing him back this year. Devion and I were just talking about this last week, and we were talking about how like he could make it interesting if they had to play the Lakers. And, well, here we fucking go. It was like the next day they announced he was getting shut down for the year. Just real quick on this one, guys, like quick thoughts on, just kind of Zion and the status that he's at. Because like when we've seen him, fantastic. Like highlight reel, big numbers, everything. But Joe, kind of tell me what's your confidence level, I guess, in Zion as like his career is, it's about to be end of year 3 and we haven't seen him very much.
80%. I mean, if he gets healthy, he'll be fine. That's the biggest question though, is if he's going to be healthy. For me, one, no shit, he's out for the season. He ain't played a game yet. Everybody knew that. Pointless news to me. Why even come out and say it?
Well, he had been
That's
cleared
the same
for
thing with the Trailblazers saying, whatever. Yeah, but that's like the Trailblazers coming out and say Damian Lillard out for the season. Like, oh yeah. But anyway, I'm cool. If he's healthy, he can be dominant. The thing is, also that IG post, like get out of here with that IG post. Like I've seen Ben multiple time post shots, looking out, shooting threes and jump shots. I have yet to see him take a jump shot. So get out of here with you. I'm out for the season, and then you go out here and do a dunk between your legs with on, just so everybody can see that you're not fat. What you gonna do in the offseason? You're gonna come back fat and look like Charles Barkley again anyway. So I don't want to hear none of that. Let me see what you do when you get on the court. And then but I do have faith in his career still, 80%. Because there's gonna be a point. He's gonna want to get paid. Whatever. You gotta be harsh. The dude fat, out of shape, and your leg can't handle that. Like
organization.
Put the beignets down. Put the beignets down. No, it's not the organization. It's himself. He get in shape when he in season, but when he off season, he go to Popeyes every day and get a pizza and eat all day long. You work millions of dollars. Get your shit together.
He's fucking 18 years old.
Get your shit. I don't care how old. I don't care how old he is. He got millions of dollars. You need people around him to tell him. You need to get your shit together.
Devion, your confidence in Zion's career at this
Luka
point.
had the same situation.
That's what happens when you go from being poor to rich. Yeah, like
get it together, bro.
Bro, it's gonna take. He a kid. It's only 3 years in. I'm glad they set him out. So I wanted them to do that. I don't think it's not gonna help him, and I don't think he's gonna be that big of a difference this late and put that much on him this late to try to go in there and try to sneak into the playoffs. I'm cool with them sitting him down. I think his career is just fine, but he's got to get up out of there. Because
I think the trick, like the struggle would be like if say they do get in, like they're going to be in the play-in. It looks like if they're in the play-in and you've got Zion back, it's going to be hard to tell them no. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be hard to like, nope, 20 minutes Zion. Like we're still ramping up. Like that competitive, like because that's a competitive dude. Like he's a nice guy and like big smile, all that. But like when the lights are on, like that's a competitive fucking dude. And like they're probably like. Just let's save Zion from Zion at this point.
Yeah,
like you guys are kind of saying like they're not winning this year.
We're running into another.
That's the case.
Kawhi
Put a
code
situation on the refrigerator.
Like I just want to know why they're not playing. That's all. I just want to know why they're not playing them. You know what I'm saying? That's. But I would have set them out too. But
they don't want another Greg Oden situation, Ben Simmons, and Joel Embiid situation where they miss.
He needs to leave, bro. I'm telling you,
Joel Embiid didn't play his first 2. Like, yo, he gonna leave.
But he in a better organization.
He gonna leave. He gonna get paid. He gonna get that extension. And then
who's in a better organization?
Slightly.
Who?
Like I really see it. You know I don't believe that, bro.
They're fucking fire the trust the Browns. He said that Philly's a fucking better organization.
Hey, bro, I was just talking.
Boy, that dumbass organization.
I hate Philly. You know they that's terrible. But now real shit though. He is they don't got no faith. Look, they don't have no faith in their players. The only faith they got is in Zion. In Zion, we trust. They gonna sit him out. Nobody's gonna want to go there and play. Right. He needs to leave. I know, but the only reason why I don't think he'll leave, like I said, man, we all been broke before. You get that contract put up on you like that. I'll stay for a couple more years.
He'll just do the Anthony Davis, get that contract.
Yeah, get traded.
Man, a trade.
I would do that, but I think he's.
Let's move on to another team that you really like, Devion.
Like Zion. Man, I don't care about them.
MVP or not to MVP? Chaminades
CP.
Second finest, Jason Tatum. The Celtics are a game out of first place in the East, and it is mostly due to Jason Tatum. I think that's kind of where we have to land. It looks like they have finally figured out. They had it took the Heatles like a year to figure out with Dwayne Wade and LeBron. Mm-hmm. Like, LeBron, it's you. It looks like they've kind of like, all right, Tatum, it's you, Jalen, take D Wade's role. So what you guys think, Joe? And now when I say does he deserve to be in the MVP conversation? Top three. Is he in the three?
No, he is not. He is not in the three. But I will start off by saying I do agree with what you said. They finally identified the roles, and I think the head coach deserves a lot of respect. I ain't
coach of the year.
Don't know his name because don't everybody know his name, but he definitely should be on the coach of the year because he's so fresh and new. Dude, balling though, because at the early he helped identify them roles. His name, you know his name?
No.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But he's doing such a great job. It's crazy. But no, Jason Tatum was very inconsistent and he was not efficient the first half of the season. Now, this last month and these last couple of weeks, I think the last week he's averaging 40 points. So that looks nice. Their defense is excellent. They definitely got one of the best defenses in the league. They're top 3 in win shares on defense. So they're pretty freaking good defensively.
I think they're one of like 2 teams that is top 3 in both offense and defensive rating.
Offense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Offense and defensive rating.
My thing is, he was so bad. Like, look at he's not efficient. And I know he's been efficient this last month of basketball, but it was MVP got to be like how you played the whole year, and he was buns that first 2 months of season. I can't put him up in that top 3 tier. It's still got to be Joel Embiid. It still has to be Nikola Jokic, and that third one. I think it could be a couple people. You can mix it up, but I just want to put Jason Tatum in there.
Who you got as the third one? Yeah, because the third one is like the first
third one's tough. You got Giannis. You can throw in there. D-Book.
Giannis. D-Book. Yeah. DeRozan, but they kind of fell off a little bit. But he's been consistent. He's just had bad injuries.
Out of there.
It's tough. That third one put a couple people in there, but I'm not I don't know if I can put Tatum in there just because that first half of the season was so bad.
But he still was averaging like 26 points for that first half. Like, he still was doing pretty
there were
good.
So many games where he shot like 9 for 6 and stuff like that. He was.
I'm never gonna use that against him. I'm a Kobe fan. I will never hold that against him. I'm a Kobe fan. I never will hold that against him. Sorry.
All right, Devion, you got him in there then?
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if somebody put him in there because the third one is a toss-up. And first of all, I counted them out. I did not see them, bro.
I did too.
Tied. Like, for one game away from being first place, didn't see that coming a mile away. Promise you I did. And he figured it out. We always said if Jason Tatum can figure it out with that system, it's a wrap. And the last couple games, he's doing what he's doing. And I'm gonna give him that because right now, let's just play a little scenario. If Curry was playing the exact same way as him throughout the whole season and then did what he's doing the last couple games, we'll be saying Curry's in the thing for MVP. So I'm going to keep the same tune with him. Like, I think what he's doing is top 3, yeah, he can be up there. Top 5 at least. Top 3.
We got a very timely comment.
Oh, easily. Top 5, yeah.
Yeah, let me see.
What do you think of this comment? Because, like you said, Steph last year. This is kind of what Steph did last year. Now, the only difference is, and Carl,
but they
obviously
weren't
a big
winning.
Steph fan.
Yeah.
Steph vaulted his team into the play-in game. Tatum is potentially vaulting his team to the 1 seed. So different levels to it. But the Warriors were outside of the playoffs. So that like it was still impressive, obviously, like how he vaulted them into the play-in game.
But
Draymond
Steph was wild all
thing in the
season
play-in
long.
game.
Boston was in like 6 or 7 seed not too long ago, and he's about to put him into the number 1 seed. That's more impressive to me.
In a month.
I'm not gonna ever give nobody cool. You went from being 10 to 8. Ooh, you went from 7 to 1.
Yeah, when you put it like that.
East, you know what I'm saying? In this East right here, that's more impressive. What Steph did, I'm not taking it away from him, because I'm not gonna lie, that was impressive. Cannot take that away from him. But from 7 to 1, and the way you doing it, I can't get mad at you, bro. Like, it's,
you know, I hate the fucking Celtics, but
I hate them, and I don't even want to say that, but
they bums. I'll say it.
All right, so like back to the original question: does he belong in the the MVP conversation? And we're using top 3 as kind of the the cutoff. I'm gonna go no.
All right.
For the reason that Joe said, not a full season. Now, do I think Jason Tatum might finish in the top 3 of MVP voting? I give that a higher chance than like what I actually believe he deserves.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Because there's a few things that play here. One, he's with the Celtics, because that always matters with the fucking media. I think there's Giannis fatigue with the voters. Like Giannis, we've gotten used to what Giannis does. Like,
it's expected,
because his numbers are amazing, and currently Milwaukee is a half game ahead of Boston. So, like, Giannis is putting up better numbers. They are currently ahead of them. So Giannis should definitely have it over Tatum. Tatum's been amazing, but I still think it's Jokic's award to lose right now. Embiid is doing what Embiid does down the stretch, missing games.
That's what fuck him too.
Hasn't been as impressive in all of the games. He still had his monster games. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's Jokic's MVP to lose. But if I had to rank them, if I was ranking them, I'd honestly probably go Giannis, Jokic, Embiid. That's how I would probably rank my top 3. And then Tatum, I think he cracks top 5 for me. I think from like what he's done this year. The 4th one is so hard because I feel like the Suns deserve somebody in that conversation. And I just like the whole until CP got hurt, like I attributed all of their success, or not all, but the majority of their success I attributed to CP. Like he got the biggest share. But then D-Book sustained it without him. So then it makes me think like, maybe it wasn't CP. Maybe I should have given more credit to D-Book along with, but I don't know. So I have a hard time like putting one of them in that top 5. But I feel like one of them should be in that top 5.
Yeah. Is it harder to maintain a winning season, or is it harder to dig yourself out of a hole? You know what I'm saying?
It's not like we know for certain that it was Chris Paul that was like the leading factor. Like, I mean, D-Book plays a very important role in that team. CP was the difference when he got there, like what flipped the culture. But that's not to say that D-Book didn't see what happened, learned, and then started putting it into action himself.
Yeah.
So that's what gets tough there.
Well, his stats are on par with being good and shit. Like I think D-Book is the best player on the team. It's just what we always complain about. CP3 is the one person who can bring everything together, and they respect him. So, and now we see results from it. So it's just like it's hard to take it away from. But bro, D-Book cold, bro, and they got 60 wins too. Yeah, that's kind of like if we don't
someone is in the conversation, because it's not like
they deserve to be top 5
superstars. Like if you took the top 3 of the Suns, the top 3 of the Bucks, the Sun or the Bucks got the better top 3. You take the top 3 of a lot of these teams, they got a better top 3 than the Suns.
Yeah, because at this point we don't put them in there. That means we don't really care that much about winning. We just care about who we like playing. like the playing style of who plays better. Yeah, that is. Hey, bro, that is.
It's tough.
Someone deserves it. I can't. I guess it's got to be D-Book because he's been the consistent one.
So, but let me
LeBron.
ask y'all a question off the MVP. So, if Boston, I hope this don't happen, but if they somehow make it to the number 1 seed and finish the season, or look like they're going to finish the season with the number 1 seed,
they're going to bump Tatum up there.
What do y'all? Because our opinions gonna be what our opinions gonna be, but reality, what you think they gonna do with that?
They're not gonna. I don't think they'll give Tatum the MVP.
Nah.
No,
I'm saying he's gonna be
in
the conversation. I don't think he's gonna win. I think.
Oh Lord! And then,
Jokic
bro, the NBA media offseason coverage will be so fucking annoying. Oh my God, it's gonna be all about fucking Jason Tatum.
Oh yeah, you know it. I think Jokic got it because Embiid's not gonna.
He should.
It's gonna come down to how many games he's gonna play. He's gonna miss. Watch. It always comes down to Jokic.
It should be. It's gonna be Jokic or Giannis, I think, at the end of the day. And because if the Bucks, like the Celtics, the Bucks are only a half game out of first place. So if the Bucks end up first and Giannis has got those stats to go with it, it's gonna be tough not to give it to him. But we keep dancing around this number 1 seed, and the biggest reason that the 1 seed is now much more up for grabs is because my Heat have lost 3 straight. So let me detail the 3 straight that they've lost, because that's really where the panic starts to creep in. Started on Monday, that lost to the 76ers with no Embiid, no Harden. Cool. I'm used to the Heat playing down to their competition. So then they play the Santa Cruz Warriors on Wednesday without Steph, Clay, and Draymond. All right. We talked about earlier. Jimmy and Spo and UD get into it. They're not happy. They're yelling, whatever. Then they come out last night, and they're starting to like, okay, this looks like the Heat again. They're just putting a little smackdown on the Knicks. Well, then the fourth quarter came and they blew a 17-point lead in the fourth quarter to the fucking bench players of the goddamn Knicks. Also to be said, Julius Randle didn't play in this game. They're one like kind of star. So the Heat just lost to 3 straight teams without their top player. So the question to you guys: Is it time to hit the panic button on the Miami Heat, because they are picking a very poor time to play their worst basketball of the season? Joe,
bro, this is such a BS question, man. We talking about how bad the Lakers are at the 10th spot, and this dude talking about should we panic because the Miami Heat in the 1 seed. He over here stressing because they lost 3 games.
First of all, we hit the panic button on the Lakers months ago. All right.
Yeah, they was over. We talking about real teams.
That's what I'm saying. That's great. This is crazy. But I mean, to be honest, I am a little concerned. Even though they've been playing well, I've been concerned all season because this is
you've been the more skeptical one of the Heat.
At the beginning of the Yeah, because I thought they were going to old school 90s type basketball offense team. Live and die by the 3. Like they shoot 43s a game sometimes. I'm like, man, y'all shoot a lot of 3s. And I just don't know how much that's going to work when you get into the playoffs. Like a bit of streaky shooters. Like if Tyler Hero don't get off, like, and you start missing some of these 3s, you could lose some games. Like, you can go on a cold streak real quick. Golden State Warriors. I don't have faith in you to keep that 3s going in a 7-game series, especially when games get tighter and slow down some. So that's my biggest concern with the Heat. I mean, they're still a threat. I think they're absolutely a threat. But if you the 1 seed, then I would say, yeah, you could panic because easily lose that 1 seed.
Okay, so here's some more. We talked about this a little bit last week, Joe, and here's kind of the context. And now it's a little up in the air with how hot the Celtics have got. But last week it was looking like, okay, if the Heat just hang on to the 1 seed, you had the Bucks and the Sixers in 2-3, and then you have the Nets in the play-in game. I think we all think the Nets probably win their first play-in game, get the 7 seed, right? Like assuming they play the Raptors. So that would mean Sixers Bucks play Nets round 1. Then the winner of that then plays the 76ers round 2. Like they were all looking like they could take care of each other, and then the Heat would have to just deal with one of them.
Honestly,
so the Heat, I mean, because you fall into that 2-3, your road to the championship gets a lot harder. Now, if the Celtics kind of mess up the calculus there,
then you can panic.
Then it's like
that's fair.
So like there's a little extra context. That 1 seed for a little bit was looking very important. I still don't have I'm still just not scared of the Celtics the same way that I'm like worried about the Nets or the Bucks.
Me either.
I put the Celtics and the 76ers to me are a little bit the same. I probably actually am a little more scared of the Celtics just for my Heat because of matchups. But anyway, so that's added as context. Devion, are you panicking?
Now, are you asking panicking out the 1 seed or what? Like, or just
no? These are title hopes. This is title hopes.
Okay, so title hopes. Yeah, I'm panicking a little bit more than what I was last week. I'll say that. I still got. I don't know. Miami's just a different beast, so I think they can figure it out. But like the way that they're playing poorly, and then now these weak-ass Celtics are elevating, and the 76ers somehow winning games without these people, like the important people. I'm just like, man. And Giannis is Giannis. So panic button is always on when he's involved. So now I'm panicking like this much. That's it. But it really depends on who they play first round. Yeah, when those matchups come out, I'm gonna tell you I'm like, because I definitely, if they have to play the the Nets first round, I'm panicking. I ain't gonna lie. Then I'll panic.
Fair.
I just got those out there too because we had Jerem on the show a couple times now. Our boy D-Lo all on Twitter, and they all keep tweeting, "Oh, I hope we get Miami in the first round." And I can't say anything to them right now. I can't say a goddamn thing to them right now because if I was in their shoes and I was watching the Heat play how they're fucking playing, I'd want the Heat too. So I'm not panicking. I'm not panicking yet, but my hand is firmly on the panic button. It is ready to ignite in a second, and tonight might be that it ignites. Like it might be tonight.
Saying with a flick of the wrist, you pushing it.
Play the Nets tonight. They play play Brooklyn tonight. So if Miami comes out, has a get right game on offense, beats the Nets, I'm cool. It was just a bad stretch, 3 games, whatever. Kind of like you were saying, Joe, like really we're reacting to this. But if they come out and either get smacked by the Nets or they come out and they do this bullshit where they get a big lead and then they blow the lead again in the fourth quarter. Oh yeah, I'm smashing that thing. Like breaking the button as I push the panic button.
And they play Celtics in what, like the 3rd game. Next.
Yeah, they got a tough little stretch too. Yeah, they got a tough little stretch.
Those two games right there, I'm gonna look and be like.
Here's why I haven't already pushed it is because before this stretch, they went through a gauntlet of the East and some teams in the West and did well. Like they won those games. They weren't playing kind of like you were saying. They weren't playing exactly to my liking. Like I didn't feel like they were clicking like they were a couple months ago. But they're pulling out wins against really good teams. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's how you win in the playoffs. You find ways to win. But now they're finding ways to lose, and that can be just as contagious as finding ways to win. So
that's scary.
If they ride it tonight, I'm good. They lose tonight, panic. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, fellas. Didn't think I'd have to fucking be here, honestly.
How does it feel? How does it feel?
First of all, we're not in the same conversation.
I'm just saying that's how we felt the whole season.
You acting like it.
Yeah, ain't it? He didn't feel like we gave up. Like he got hopes still.
Joe, you're saying like 60. You're saying 60% chance that the Lakers don't even get into the playing game. All right, my team's going to be sitting in the top 4. We are hosting a playoff series.
You got that low?
All right, but all right, here we go.
60%. Huh?
Let's end it. Time to end this lovely show. It's been a fantastic show with you guys, fellas. But it's time to choose love or violence.
We don't like your ass that much, but that's cool.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck you too. You can start then, bitch.
I'll gladly start because I bring in all the hate to Gonzaga. They booty bums every year. They got the easiest division or in the easiest conference, and they win all these games to get the number 1 seed, and then they play against some grown ass men and they get punked. Let's just be real. Let's just keep it real. We keep it real on here, right? Too white. They're too white. I'm just telling the truth. Chad Holmgren is 7'4" and he weighed 20 pounds more than I do. He 170 pounds. This man, he's good. He fight hard. I do like him. He got skills, but he go against some grown men. He get punked before he even get on to exactly what happened. We all seen it. We have all seen it. We a whole bunch of black dudes walk in and the white kids like, they dunking at the free throw line like that. Those dudes are good. That dude look like he's 30. And that's what happened every single time. Happened last year against Baylor. They went against Baylor and they Drew Timmy's your best player. He cool footwork. But the dude gonna get pumped.
I can't stand Drew Timmy.
I
can't fucking stand Drew Timmy. So, oh my god, I was so happy when they
I'm bringing all
Devion.
So get together, Gonzaga. Get some more brothers so you may have a chance.
That's funny though, because I can't remember the last good player from Gonzaga either, and they do that every year. And I don't even watch college basketball. I've seen that.
Jalen Suggs. All right.
Whatever. Hey, he always trying to, like, bro, let me shit on him for a little bit. Man, got shit on with Joe.
Exactly.
All right, love or hate? Do I want to do love? I got 3 different people. I want to love somebody. I want to hate. I'm gonna love Jason Tatum. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. No, because I wanted to. I ain't seen.
We didn't talk about him enough. You had to bring him up again.
Yeah, I want to bring him up now because he's playing the way I wanted him to always to play. I just hate he played with the Celtics. That's why I say I hate he played with the Celtics, but I love the way he playing. So, yeah, I'm.
Facts.
I ain't gonna lie. I like, and he from here, bro.
He got that Kobe mentality for real. That Mamba.
I know. That's why I like about it because I was like, he throwing all these percentages. I was like, man, I can't even say nothing. Kobe will shoot 100 shots and make 8. And come try to do the game winner. Everybody forget about that. So I ain't gonna ever beat him up about that. I ain't gonna.
Yep.
But Jason Tatum,
that's true.
He gets some love for me this week. If he don't maintain this and they drop next week, he will be on my hate list.
So they're not making me look stupid.
He better not let me.
Damn, you gave him a week.
Yeah, bro, I hate Boston. I don't even like saying it, but I can't deny what he doing. But I hate Boston with all my heart, and I hate that they even.
If a Lakers Celtics game came on today on 12 o'clock on a Saturday,
I'm not watching it.
I would not watch it.
I'm not watching it.
I
already know who gonna win
because the Lakers on it.
All right, I'm gonna show some quick love to Coach Aduka. You dumb bitches. The Celtics head coach.
You had an hour to Google it. Congratulations.
Y'all could have Googled it too, and then said his name right. You fucking.
I said it. I said.
He said.
I gotta get disrespectful again.
Yeah, I knew it started with that. Shit.
Aduka. I wanted to say Aduka too, but you guys made me doubt myself. All right. But I'm not actually choosing love. I am choosing fucking violence. To the NCAA selection committee, fuck you guys. Stop overrating the goddamn Big Ten. Put more of these mid-major schools in before you put the goddamn Big Ten teams in. The A-10 getting 2 teams and the Big Ten getting 9 was stupid. Dayton should have got in. Disrespectful. Yeah. I'm not gonna go out this for SLU. SLU didn't deserve it this year, but Dayton did. Give the A-10 some more love. Should have gave the ACC some more love, as they got 3 fucking teams in the Elite 8, even though you only gave them 5 fucking entries. And the Big Ten does this every year. Last year they gave them like 8 teams. One makes it to the Sweet 16. This year, 9 teams. 1 to the Sweet 16, bounced by the goddamn Peacocks on National Peacock Day from St. Peter's. Get the fuck out of here. They got us. The Purdue Boilermakers have a 7-4 monster. They can't beat a team that has a school that has 2,000 students in it.
bro.
They don't have a guy
Yankees.
bigger than 6'8".
And Ivy's a top 5 pick. Ridiculous. And their point guard's a top pick in the NBA. And they couldn't make
get
no
the
offense.
Big Ten all the way the fuck out of here. Fuck them. It's the same thing that happens with like SEC football. If you're not Alabama and you're not like Georgia, you're not the same thing. You're not the same thing. Like, oh well, they just beat up on each other. No, they all are just fucking average. Like they're all just pretty good. And then whenever they play a team like from the SEC or the Big 12 or the ACC that has some athletes on them, all their big, slow, white, tall power forwards that put up 20 points a game in the Big 10 season can't do shit when they play against actual athletes that can defend. It's so stupid.
I'm almost
done.
All
right. I'm good now. I'm good. Heat, get it together tonight. 3 if possible. We out.